Alright, hello everybody, or should I say, what's quackin'? We got ourselves a pair of duck-themed matches today. First starting off with Fusion, not quite duck-themed, but nonetheless, coming in with a record of 5-14 versus the Quackheads, 1180, with a 9-10 record. Someone's saying, can't hear it yet, but in the game, good luck to each other, and they said good luck Palidore. Why, thank you. Alright, so, out to start here. Following this one, we'll also have Alpha Ducks facing off against Quackheads. So, like I said, back to back with the Quack. Here we go, though. Round one about to start. So let's do this. All right. So Fusion, they've been looking pretty good lately. Got some wins on the board now. Coming in with the 5. So I've been picking some up lately, a 3 or 4 in the last few weeks. As Frogio rolls in here, full roster for Fusion today as Quackheads get it here. Bad internet. Subbing on here, do believe, and will be bad internet with the disc. Gonna shoot the shot to miss off that top, and taken here by Galti. So Galti over to that left side tunnel, and Irony taking it back. Irony Man over to Gobshite. Gobshite has players front, has players back. There's the defense coming in from Galti. And trying to duck in for it. Alakos, the tap out, but just right into the hands of Irony. So Irony, one more return pass to bad internet. There's 2 different cutters now going in from mid, but bad internet's just going to weave it around himself for the first 2 points. Not too shabby of a move there. See that? I thought maybe going for the pass, but then just the crafty duck under move. I'm going to go to those duck puns a little bit too much, I suppose. I don't intend to sometimes. It just comes out. That said, coming out on the stack there and just missing the disc, unfortunately, will get the 2-pointer. So not a 3, luckily. That's an unfortunate error there on that launch. So Fusion down by a couple goals just off of that. But could have been worse. So they're going to roll out back again. And plenty of time to undo that mistake here. Just 2 minutes off the clock so far. As Alakos takes the disc. So the short-range pass up high, then to the tunnel. Weaving around some passes rather quickly there. But then the stack does get back. So the clear going to the side wall. One already in goal on defense here. It's Alakos, but another cutter. Gob, no doubt, going for the stuns, as he often does. But disc, again, just finding its way outside and taken back here by a middle. So middleman coming in from that side. There's the cross pass we were waiting for as it gets to Irony Man. So one man to another, they get the connection. And that's 6 points for Quackheads. So Fusion yet to score yet. They're going to roll out here to Swift. Swift, another quick rollout. Some more quick passes there, kind of passing it before they needed to, so it enabled the stack on the last 2 jousts now. It enabled the stack to kind of get back there. But, yeah, for Quackheads, I mean, to their credit, they're mighty quick right now, getting the defense together. Galti over there on the sidewall by the pack area, just going to actually slowly roll back to the goal. So all the meanwhile, Gobshite trying to contest. There's the 3 different players for Quackheads. Trying to collect that disc and getting some stuns, but Galti in the right place at the right time. Gets it to Swift. Now Swift a deep shot. Perhaps. It's going to be very close, but not quite on the mark. Swift gets the rebound and does find the open goal, however, from right up top, 9 meters out. Good shot from Swift and Fusion. Swift always a pretty hot shooter more often than not, so it's a good start for him and his team. So middleman gets the disc over here to the top, dropping it off to the bottom ramp now. Bad internet, about to be contested pretty well, just missing a pass though. So now contesting on that walls. Irony Man with the disc, trying to back it out to the mid lane. And Gobshite now free to roam up before looking for one more pass. And some nice 2-man game here, turning into a 3-man game, and there's the 2 points. So 8-3, favoring Quackheads. So hello to everyone joining today, live or in the VOD. We've got 2 matches for you. As mentioned a little bit before the start. It's Fusion versus Quackheads here first. And following that, Quackheads will follow them to their next match versus Alpha Ducks. So that'll be a fun watch for sure. And there will be our lone 2 EU matches for the day. And then later on, do have a good handful of North American ones coming up. And we'll try, as always, to stream as many of them, if not all of them, if possible. Now, good grab here from Bad Internet. And Bad gets the good clear as the stacks go out with some speed and velocity. Gets the goal. Gobshite, 10-3. Quackheads looking good to start. Fusion still in this game, very much so. Mentioned they've been picking up some more wins and just looking, you know, constantly better with each passing week. Only down by 7 here, so they're going to roll out to Swift. Now Swift, a quick pass over, going to hit that side wall, but in the general area, Froggo is going to be there. Gets rid of it rather nicely. Immediately knew where to find Galti over in that corner, so nice pass there and recognition. Galti trying to hand it right back to Alikos, and Alikos up front here to Swift, but Swift getting contested by Bad. Now Galti being contested by Gob. So he's going to roll in with one more cross pass to the barrier. Beautiful pass, but the cutoff. Oh, very tough, but a good rebound here on the great positioning from Fusion. However, some stuns from Bad Internet again, so almost deja vu from that nearly the same spot will cause a turnover and maybe result in the same type of shots. Oh, but missing that one, so couldn't quite convert. And that was Bad Internet end-to-end. Couldn't finish the shot, but is playing some good defense here for Quackheads at the moment. But Swift at the advantage, and Froggo getting stunned by, was it Bad Internet again? I'm pretty sure that was. So, yeah, he is just a brawler and a beast down there in the close quarters at the moment. Seems like every opportune stun that's causing these turnovers is coming from him. More often than not. But Galti gets a clear. It's going to bounce corner and into the hands of Irony again. Irony controlling it and then sending it to the midline. And there's Bad Internet, BTW, and Gobshite with the rebound. And 12-3, 3 minutes left in round 1. So Fusion. They had some good passing for sure on that end of the floor, just couldn't finish the goals, and a lot of that just courtesy of some tough brawling and nice defense being played from Quackheads. We already know Quackheads in general are a good brawling team and a good defensive team. I mean, talk about their roster here, and then adding Bad Internet for the sub today, who's again just as capable of a player and a brawler today especially. So. Definitely, it's going to be a tough defense to crack, or quack. I'm sorry, I did it again. But off on the 3, will be missed, but still left open, and return shot. Bad, ooh, from 7 meters down. Now that's interesting. So 3-point shot from Bad Internet, 7 meters though. So in the last week now, I've seen a 9-meter 2, and I've seen a 7-meter 3. Kind of unusual. But nonetheless, getting credit for it, and over here, Froggo taking the disc. Actually, just kind of a self-pass just about, trying to tap it down to Swift quite nicely. The open shot, oh, barely missed on that one, as well as the rebound. So that could have brought it right back to 10 points on the deficit. Oh, but good maneuvering from Froggo. Even better pass. That was very nice, but unfortunately the shot there just off the top of the barrier, grazing the edge. And will be a boost coming in now from Middleman. Takes the shot softly for 3. And 18 points here now for Quackheads. Really building up themselves a big lead in the last few minutes. Fusion definitely getting some good looks, good chances. Just slightly off on the shots at the moment, but that could turn around in an instant for sure, as we've seen in recent weeks. Now that fortunate bounce will result in the shot, and there's a 3 being hit nicely from Swift. So 18-6. just under a minute now, 47 seconds, in fact. But yeah, there's Swift doing what he continually does. So as Quackheads prepare to line up and roll out for one more look at the goal, perhaps, middleman will take that disc. And Fusion defense playing over here just in the mid lane, kind of allowing them to work it up. Obviously not wanting to give him any more big shots, any threes, anything like that. Irony Man now, 20 seconds left. A passing play down to Gob, just past his hands. So some punches. And collected off the wall by Middleman. Middleman's going to be contested by Galti, but still gets a good pass off to Gobshite, taking a hook shot. Alakos, the good save on that hook. So kind of reeling it in himself, fishing for the defensive plays. And one more take here by Middleman, and that will conclude round 1. And that'll be Quackheads 18-6 after the first. So now we'll revisit some of those highlights, take a look at our stats, see what we're working with, what Quackheads especially are working with. It's 7 points for bad internet. Definitely a very, very reliable sub here. I mean, playing for a lot of the seasons there with Jesters, unfortunately, them breaking up a few weeks back, but I mean, he's gonna still play in the league and contribute huge efforts for the teams he subs on. We've seen that for, I believe, Fusion as well, when he subbed for Fusion last week, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, 7 points for him. For Irony Man and Gobshite's both 4 apiece. Middleman with 3 points, 1 assist there. For Fusion's side, 6 points. All the points there for Swift, as well as an assist and a save for Alakos. And then for Galti, 2 saves, 13 stuns. Frogio with 8 stuns. So putting on some stats, just not quite enough to overcome the intensity of Quackheads right now. Really putting it together here as well for them as we go later into this season. And for now, though, preparing for this second round and see if Fusion can have themselves a comeback. Meanwhile, for Quackheads, see if they can have themselves a sweep. Quackheads does have, as I mentioned, back-to-back matches today. So, you know, the cleaner and quicker they can, you know, get a victory, the better for them. So if they want to convert on that sweep. You know, conserve some more energy and come in feeling strong against Alpha Ducks. It's always an entertaining matchup between those two teams as well. So Fusion with Frogio near the goal. A risky shot does not pay off as Frogio takes it out and sends the good clear to the other side. Slightly delayed on the stacks, kind of for both teams there. Alakos, a nice interception, so intercepted here and taken by the pack area. You have one guy at the back for the back pass. They have 2 playing forward and now kind of spreading out into that triangle here near that bubble. Seemingly just wanting to leave at least one spaced out for the potential back passes as Alakos does take position. Now goes to Swift. Swift from up high, and he remains the scorer, the lead and lone scorer for Fusion, and the first 2 points going in their favor. So nice shot by Swift from that upper corner. And yeah, definitely had some good looks. Whether it was a shot or, you know, had an opposite shoulder pass, had the backboard pass. I mean, there were basically 3 different pretty good options there on offense for Fusion. And it ultimately paid off for them. That's a good thing about having positioning like that is you really stretch out the defense. You're really making them pay attention to multiple threat areas, scoring threat areas. Now, Alakos does dive out that pass very long on the cross. So, you know, enabled a lot of time for the goalies to dive out, which is something people are definitely getting better at and more aware of across the league. You know, sometimes it doesn't pay off to just leave goalies completely in goal. Sometimes it's good to dive, especially on the cross passes or if you have passes going to very particular spots, you know, to a receiver on the backboard or kind of above or below. Sometimes it's also good to actually just dive out as a goalie and meet the receiver there before he even gets a disc or just as he gets a disc. That way he has to make a very, very quick decision and get rid of it quickly. Quick decision on that shot had to be that way because of the defense. Alakos taking place in goal, and Galti actually swooping on through with a nice grab and a partial clear, but just gets back to Gob. That said, Galti gets it right back, so returning the favor to Galti almost as he gets a clear out to the other side. And now just kind of turning around, constantly trying to look for maybe some approaching stacks, but unable to get one. That said, Swift still gets there first. The goalie being bothered rather heavily in there, and that's a nice move again, and it's Swift with some more points. 4 points for Fusion in round 2, 10 points for Swift on the whole. So really putting in some good numbers. He's been assisted once by Alikos and Frogio, and kind of an indirect assist on that last play, just thanks to the punch on the goalie from his teammates. So that's just some good team play you like to see there, and coordination. Middleman playing some yo-yo, if nothing else. Gets a disc right back for himself. Sends it over down below to Gobshite, and nice pass over to Bad Internet, and he'll get the score as well. Just a very almost casual pass up right above the head of Gob, it looked like. And yeah, just sent it right there. And in for the efficient score. Not bad at all. Bad Internet. And you know what's good? You know what's good, Internet? BTS King in the chat. Good to see you. How's it going? Hopefully as good as this shot will be, but not quite online. So it will be taken back here. Fusion's still persisting. They're ahead on the scoreboard right now in round 2 and looking for this second opportunity. Anytime you can get those, it brings your percentage chance to score even higher. I mean, these days in Echo Arena, you give all these chances to teams, they will score. And Fusion, as much as anyone, have been getting much better with the passing, and they're really, as you can see, prioritizing that. There it is to the shoulder again, right back to Swift, backboard play. Oh, but Frogio couldn't put it in, opted to kind of walk it in instead, and it resulted in the grab. So that was really nice defense from Quack. I'm not sure who that was off the initial reaction, but Irony Man does get the clear eventually. So very nicely done from Quackheads, causing a turnover. I do like the passing from Fusion there, but just maybe not quite aggressive enough on that shot, on the drive. So, you know, it's definitely making it tough here. And a great pass. Oh, and looked like maybe a save. It did turn orange halfway through, but nonetheless, Bad Internet getting credit for it, and it's a tied-up game here in round 2 with under 5 minutes to go. So for as hot as Swift has been for Fusion, look at that, Bad Internet. You know, punch for punch, basically, both literally and figuratively, as he has 11 points for himself as well. So definitely strong effort from him as that pass goes really close to Galti, but he was stunned out and couldn't get there quite in time. So Internet will get the clear, only partially, and Gob the stun. Not partially at all. That was just a full-on connection, and it gets the rebound off of that bounce. A deep cross being led nicely to Irony Man, and Irony kind of accommodating for it a bit. Oh, a good delivery to Middleman, swooping in from up top. Didn't even see him, and maybe neither did the defense initially, but that was a good dive from the goalie, but just barely through the fingertips, and Middleman puts that one in. So very, very nice play from Quackheads. So Fusion does roll out Galti with the duck through move, and actually getting stunned here. So some brawling going off, and eventually resulting in Quackheads with the collection. Interception though, Galti going for the pass to the left side, and again the positioning taking place for the defense, playing very aggressive for Quackheads, very punch heavy, and it's giving them some very nice opportunities inside the goal once they get it to the other side, because their stacks have been pretty quick here too. A nice duck through move. They have, oh, Bad Internet with a dirty move, and even the finish. Alikos not happy about that at all, but Bad Internet gets the re-grab on the disc. But what a play from Bad Internet. So many highlights in that. Look, first the duck. Second duck, he eyes a pass, but then he recognizes pass at Ness was cut off. So what does he do? He doesn't panic. He shields himself or gets a stun on that defender on his feet. Then he ducks through. Then he shoots it. Then he gets the re-grab. That was about 5 different excellent things I saw from Bad Internet in that single 5-second play alone. That was actually a massive highlight for him. Love to see it. Anyway, over here will be Irony Man taking it through. He's going to duck through and just actually walk it into the goal. So there was a defender there for Fusion on the barrier, kind of trying to to maybe bait a pass and just lunge at him without fully committing, but Irony Man did a good job recognizing it. Didn't panic either and drove in for the goal. So 10-4 here with 2 minutes left. And after Fusion scoring those first 4 points, Quackheads now with a 10-0 run, strongly. So on this rollout, the disc being knocked loose and eventually taken here by Irony. Irony with a clear, but Alakos awaiting in the midline. You have Frogio over on one Merc, and then on the other side, cutting in now, it's going to be Galti as well as Swift. So Galti gets that disc, Swift trying to take position in his favorite general area there, kind of left corner. He's had some good success there, but then again, he has success from a lot of different places on offense, so either way, they're going to get the disc back, Alakos and Galti in the back line. And kind of fanning out on the defense now. So some nice positioning, going for the shoulder passes, the nest passes, backboard passes. They're going to all the right places, really, as Swift makes the shot. 4-point match here in round 2. And it's a very, very good passing from Fusion to buy themselves that goal. So time not on the side of Fusion, but also not out of it yet. They can get some quick stacks together, maybe get these turnovers caused. They'll still be in this one. However, one of their players, they're getting stranded, but actually Swift, what an excellent grab! A massive shot, oh, just barely missing. Oh, very tough miss on that one, because that could have been a 1-point lead here, or cutting into the lead to make it a 1-point lead for Quackheads. They'll still have a little bit of time, but not much. Frogio taking the disc away and now spacing out once more. Another pass here to Galti. Galti sending across, but off the shield there. Side wall, and now time is going to be just about out as Swift rolls in from that shoulder, and Middleman not allowing it to go through this time. Swift's definitely gotten a couple through there from those corners, but you know, third time's a charm on defense for Middleman. He's not going to be denied on his own denials very often. Very, very capable goalie, suffice to say. So with round 2 just about concluded, it will be a 10-6 win in round 2, and the sweep ultimately for Quackheads. But a very close second round and good effort all around. Entertaining second round there for sure. I mean, Fusion, the first 4 points, almost had that comeback towards the end, but just unable to complete it. And Quackheads will be at the advantage here, and with a little bit of momentum perhaps on their side now as they do head into the next game versus Alpha Ducks in just a few moments. Just checking out, actually, not even a few moments so much as multiple moments, because that game is scheduled to start at the 30-minute mark, so in other words, about 22 minutes from now. So we will see, might just end this one potentially. But and before then, we'll still take a look at the stats nonetheless. And yeah, it was just a high-scoring game for bad internet over on Quackheads. 13 points, 3 saves, 3 steals, 25 stuns. Just a huge effort from him. He continues to impress, whether he's on teams or just subbing for them. I mean, it's uncanny how well he does every time. See Irony with 6 points and 3 assists, along with the 20 stuns. We have Gob with 4 points, 3 assists, 1 save, 37 stuns. And then Middleman with 5 points, 1 assist, 3 saves, 1 steal, 9 stuns. Over for Fusion's side, it was Swift with 12 on his lonesome, although assisted by his teammates for sure. But yeah, 12 points, 15 stuns. For Alakos, it was 1 assist, 2 saves, and 16 stuns. Galti with the 1 assist, 26 stuns. And then Frogio, 1 assist, 2 saves, 20 stuns. And honestly, I mean, if you look at the team stats, the percentages and whatnot, it's really not that big of a differential at the end of the day for a lot of those categories. I mean, possession was pretty even. Shots taken, you know, a little bit more for Quackheads, but not dramatically so. It just came down really to, you know, converting on the quality shots that it did get and getting some really nice cross passes in there right around the front of the goal for Quackheads. They had, as you can see in the highlights, they've had a handful of those kind of plays. So definitely nice work for them, and they will go to now a 10-10. So reaching that 500 mark off of this victory. And if they have a win versus Alpha Ducks coming up, they'll even go one above 500. So they'd love to finish out their week on that if they can, for sure. All right, but until then, so being that the next match doesn't start for 20, just for the ease of the VOD and organization and stuff like that, I'll end this matchup, or end this stream, but we'll be back in like 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes, and we'll come back with, yeah, that next match in the series. So thanks for joining. Be back soon.